Hi everyone. Let's have a look at the reflection thread analysis assignment. First, we'll look at eClass, where to find everything you need for future reference about the assignment. And then I'm going to provide some additional information and pointers that I hope will be helpful to you. Okay, here we are on the Edu 596 landing page. And where you are going to find information about the assignments, of course, would be in the syllabus. There's some information there. But probably the most helpful place to go would be to submit your assignments on our landing page. And under submit your assignments, not only are there going to be places for you to actually submit your assignment, of course, because that's what this is all about, but for your information prior to completing the assignment, you'll find all of the information that you need in the tabs under this section here. So we've got a tab for the forum, for the reflection thread analysis, the artifact video, and the final paper. So let's look at the reflection thread analysis. So first of all, we've got general information about the assignment, when it's due, your assignment description from the course outline. So we've got exactly as it is from the syllabus. And then underneath that will be the rubric. So this part you can read over for yourself if you wish. I think that would be helpful. But probably in terms of how it is marked, you're going to want to look at the rubric. So the assignment is out of 20 marks. 6 of the marks will go to, pardon me, 6 of the marks will go to the quality of your analysis, the degree to which it's thoughtful, coherent, and logical. You'll also receive up to 6 marks for your analysis with the questions, is it appropriately and thoughtfully connected to the assigned readings? So that means that as you're doing your analysis, you're bringing in readings from the course and other readings if you know of some and want to use them. You're not required to use outside references, but if you happen to know something from another course, that sort of thing, then feel free to use those. And when I say it's appropriately and thoughtfully connected to assigned readings, so in other words, you're not just picking out a quote just because it works for you, but because that quote within that reading has a specific kind of meaning. And so it's then inserted as a citation, or you've used a quote or whatever in your paper to support the analysis that you're putting forward. The third thing is your writing organized, well edited, grammatically correct, and largely free of errors? And the importance of this to me is that your writing is, in a sense, it's like the track that carries the train of your ideas. So if that track is broken, or if it's wobbly, or it does some strange things to the train so that things happen to the train that shouldn't happen to the train, then it's not supporting as it should. So your writing then is what's supporting your ideas. It's bringing your ideas forward in a way that others can access easily, effectively, and well, because of the word choices that you've used, because you've organized your ideas in a way that's well edited. Your ideas are grammatically correct. You're not reading a sentence and suddenly feel like something's missing or something's been repeated unnecessarily, that sort of thing. So, that kind of work has been done in allowing the writing to carry the ideas effectively. And last, your references and citations use correct APA 7th edition form. So this is the kind of information that will be really helpful to you in putting together your assignment effectively. But let's go back to some other ideas that may be helpful to you as well. The purpose of this assignment is to give you a chance to reflect on and further analyze a forum thread. Sometimes when we're going through the course, we're moving quickly through our various discussions on the forum, and some of that thinking is not lost, but it's kind of in the back burner because we're moved on to something else. This gives us an opportunity to really think more deeply about a discussion that's been meaningful to you, a kind of aha that it brought to you and that sort of thing. So choose a thread from module 1 or 2, just the way the assignment is placed in the course. It will need to be probably from those 2. If you happen to be in a situation where a particularly interesting thread is quite robust and well developed by the time you get to actually putting together your response to this assignment, in Module 3, then you're welcome to use it, but make sure that it's something that's going to be worthwhile. So I would suggest probably it's going to be Module 1 or 2, but if you choose to do Module 3, that's fine too, as long as it's a robust enough discussion. And then you will reflect on the discussion and that thread from the perspective of how it responds or doesn't to course readings, how it responds to past courses that you've taken where you've maybe talked about some of these ideas, how it responds to your professional experience, and what does this say to your professional experience, and that kind of conversation between your experience and what the ideas are saying in the articles and the thread that you produced, and how they intersect with one another. And then, of course, any questions that raises for leadership. And when I'm talking about leadership here, I'm talking about not only formal positions of leadership, but also informal positions of leadership, where you may provide curricular leadership, or you may provide a special activity leadership in your school, or whatever it happens to be. And then last, in terms of the analysis and how you're going to put it together, you're going to take your reflection thread analysis, including the thread that is your initial contribution, and then the thread that follows from it. You're going to cut and paste the whole thing from the forum and insert it into your file. So that will be at the beginning. You'll have your title page first, of course, but then you'll have the actual reflection thread. And the reason I'm asking you to do that is because it just makes it easier for me, to be honest, for marking, because the thread is right there. I can refer back and forth to the thread as I'm reading through your paper, and it just helps me to keep on track with what it is that you're talking about. And then you're going to follow the insertion of your reflection thread with your analysis, and you will want to do that on a new page, even if there's significant room left over, so that it's clear where your analysis starts and where your reflection thread ends. Your analysis is going to be approximately, that is, without the title page, without your thread, and without your references, it's going to be approximately 3 to 4 pages long. I'm not somebody who gets fussed if it's a half a page over or a half a page under, or even a page over or a page under. If you need that space, if you're just wandering with your analysis and therefore you need extra space because you haven't been succinct in your analysis, then I might have some problems with it. But if you really need that space to really fully develop your idea, then I'm okay with that. So don't get fussed about that, because I won't get fussed about it. If it ends up 6 or 7 pages, then I might get fussed about it. But if you need a little bit of extra, that's fine. Or a little less than what's assigned here, that's fine too, as long as everything is there. So you're going to have your title page. Your analysis is going to be double spaced. You're going to number all of the pages, and that will include the thread analysis, because you'll just number the whole document. And your reference list will be included at the end. So just to reiterate, you'll have your title page, you'll have your reflection thread, you'll have your analysis, you'll have your references. So it'll be put together like that. Now, just some ideas to be thinking about. Be careful of statements that begin with "I believe" or "I think." And the reason for that is because if that's all that you can say about an idea, then I don't have any reason to have confidence in the statement that you've made, because essentially you're just stating your opinion. However, if you can support that, what you believe or what you think, with reference ideas that are taken from the thread, from your readings, from other readings, and so on, then that supports your work even more strongly. So when you're reading through and you're doing your editing, make sure that you're watching for statements like that. When it's okay to use the word "I" or the word "me" if you're actually talking about yourself and your own experience. There is nothing wrong with using the word "I" when it's necessary. So don't feel that you need to refer to yourself as one would and that sort of thing, because it's silly, sort of. You're talking about yourself, so use the pronoun that's appropriate. You're going to use APA 7th edition. And last of all, you're going to edit, edit, edit. And this is probably your most important step, actually, because that's where you're going to catch sentences that are incomplete. You're going to catch unnecessary repetition. You're going to catch words that aren't appropriate for the context that you're talking about. One of the things I do sometimes, if it's not too long a paper, is I actually read it out loud, and I let the punctuation tell me when to stop and start. And in that way, it's almost immediately evident to me where something is missing or where I need to include something more to beef up my analysis, that sort of thing. So that's one thing that you can do if nobody else is listening and you feel comfortable doing that. So editing is a really important step. And I wish you well as you put this all together. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to ask.